Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is going through how I would edit a photo, and I wanted to make this video purely because I love photography, and one of my favourite points of doing photography is actually the editing process. Even though I don't do tons and tons of like nitty gritty parts of editing, I feel like I can definitely make a photo look a lot better than what it originally came across like. So in this video I'm going to be going over my step-by-step way of editing photos, and I'll go with the quick route straight away just to show you what happens once you have presets over, let's say, what would happen when you have nothing at all. So let's jump straight into that with this photo right here, which is a photo that my girlfriend took of my watch and everything like that. We were doing a little photo shoot together, and you know, we thought we would do this one. So let's go through how I would edit this photo. So first things first, what we would end up going and doing is we would first change this to the Instagram basic size, which is 4x5 for anyone who doesn't know. Now for me, I personally think that this is actually a really good size right here, so you get the watch fully in frame, everything like that. Like, it looks great, the light reflecting down that middle bit looks amazing. Now what you'll probably notice is this bit just here, that's an extreme zoom in. But as you can see, there is a random little hair, so what we'll do now is we'll go straight over to the healing brush and see if we can kind of get rid of that just there. See if we can just make it look a little bit better. Hopefully we can. There you go. So that gives you an idea straight off the bat. So I've just done that there. It also seems to like going to the suit, which is interesting, but it kind of matches when it comes to the navy of that. Now, yes, you can kind of see it, but you only notice it because you're aware of it. This is one thing that a lot of people get wrong when editing photos. They kind of overthink a lot of it, and they automatically think that the person viewing their photo online is going to see the exact same thing as what they're seeing when they're inspecting the photo. So after this, we now go down to what would be considered like the more fun side of photo editing. So I've got all my presets here. There's loads of different ones, but I'm going to go through here and just show you one that would work straight away. Now the one that I'd find myself going to probably right away is going to be the Unknown 6 one. Now any of the unknown ones are just because I didn't have a name for them at the time. There you go, that gives you an idea like, okay, this is the difference before and after. As you can see, it makes the blues a lot bluer. It makes the oranges a little bit much, so I'll probably just like tone that down a little bit, bring that a little bit down so it isn't like over the top. If I was to do a quick edit and I just wanted it uploaded real quick, snappy to Instagram, I'd probably do something like that. Maybe lower the greens slightly, make it a little bit more purpley to get rid of that kind of like weird greeny sense. That is basically it if I was doing a quick photo edit without any changes too much. But let's just add as if we were going through it step by step from the beginning. So what you'd find yourself doing is being over here straight away, and you're going to mess around with the contrast, see what kind of works, what doesn't. To be honest, the contrast in this photo is very good anyway, but I'd say maybe up it slightly, not much. These ones here, the contrast, pretty much everything within the light section, you just want to move minuscule amounts. You don't want to be messing around like, oh, let's drop the highlights massively, let's up the contrast massively. Like, it doesn't look good and it doesn't look natural. So that's one thing, is that you do want to, you know, edit your photo, make it look a little bit like unreal, but you don't want to make it unrealistic. So there is a fine line between making it look just absurd, and a lot of people, for example, especially when you start photo editing, will instantly go down to here and just like make the clarity like go all the way up. This is like a common thing that a lot of people will do instantly when doing photo edits when they first begin, is because they're like, oh yeah, this clarity looks so good, it makes it look so sharp. But in reality, a lot of things do look better with that subtle bit of blurriness. Yeah, I'll go through now, go through quick little edits back and forth and give you an idea. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, I've messed around with the light settings and I've kind of done the point curve. Now, a lot of people like to do like the basic S curve, which I've kind of done, but not massively. It's literally just a little bit more of an exaggerated curve anyway. But again, you don't want to like over the top do these, because for example, you do that, like absurd. So you don't want to be doing anything that makes it look ridiculous. But again, you can kind of do whatever you feel like with it. For some people, they may want to do like slight little bits of changes, let's say like that, where it's now got rid of some of the green that was there beforehand. But now you've got a photo that actually looks somewhat bearable. Like, you could probably get away with uploading this and it'd be fine. Overall, I'd still say that if you're going to, I'd probably say for a lot of beginners, you're better off just starting off as if you didn't do any of this at all and just use your basics, because the point curve becomes a little bit more complicated for the average beginner. So here you go, you've now got this sort of photo here. So I'd now just go down to the color mixer. For example, there's a bit of green, so I'm going to just lower the saturation on that, to be honest. I'm going to lower it, and I'm going to up the blues, because navy is like the main point focus of this photo. The navy suit, the navy watch, like it all screams just wanting to look just dark blue navy, obviously. So you're going to want to basically up the photo, like, well, not up the photo, up the color of this. Like, for example, with the light blue, you're going to want to just bring this all the way up to just being a bit bluer, so that everything again is that navy nice blue color. Next thing to do is going to end up being your effects. Now for me, like I said, you don't want to really heavily clarity it. You don't also want to do this where it's now just really blurred and it's really just smoothed out. So to be honest, I'll rarely ever up the clarity. Nowadays, I'm more of someone who lowers the clarity a little bit. And I don't know why, I just think it looks good. Again, texture is another one where people will kind of go overboard, do something like this, where like you're now getting like these weird bits down here. So you don't want to do that. You just kind of want to probably just bring it down slightly, leave it so there's still the texture there, but it's not over the top. Now, vignetting is something that a lot of people do. I like doing it. I like just making it a little bit blacker, so it kind of makes the feel of like enclosedness, like comfiness in a way. So that's kind of what I do with that basic effect. Dehazing as well, you can do something like that if you want to. I typically don't really mess around with it. If I do, I'll only bring it up slightly to make the photo darker. If you can't tell, I kind of prefer having the darker sort of photo over something that's like really bright. I would rather have a darker photo than an overexposed photo. And then you come down to noise reduction. Now, some people will bring it all the way up, get rid of all the noise possible. However, again, you can make it look really blurry that way. I'd probably say if you're going to add noise reduction, bring it up slightly. You can always bring the sharpness up if you decided to, and then up the noise reduction. However, again, there's no real point. These detail ones, most people aren't going to find proper reason to use them, so I wouldn't overdo it if you're going to. But there you go, you basically then end up with your final product. So, like I said, Lightroom is a very easy thing to kind of do, and a lot of people then overdo a lot of their photo edits. I've got plenty of photo edits in the past that I've completely overdone, like to the point where they are ridiculous. And as you can see here, this is all part of the same like photo shoot sort of section. So I'm now going to take you to another photo here somewhere that I actually really like, and I think it's actually like one of like the nicest photos I've done, which is this one right here, which is my friend, and we took a photo, like a little car shoot of his new car, and honestly, I love this edit. Probably one of my favourite edits I've ever done. As you can see, the editing in this, like, there isn't unreal amounts of it. Like, there's a lot more, like, just messing around with colours, and the greenery is literally, like, almost identical. There's next to nothing done. As you can see here, look at, like, the little amount of exposure changes. So little was changed, but like the difference is outstanding. Like, you got this basic image, like, still looks very clean, but that just makes it look so much nicer and more vibrant, and just feels like you are in the foresty area. But yeah, that is basically an idea as to like how I would begin and edit a photo. I wouldn't necessarily say that photo editing is particularly difficult. However, if you learn to master it, I would say that you can literally make almost any photo look amazing. And this is a very true thing. Overall, I'd probably say the photo itself is like maybe 40 to 60% of the actual photo. And then the other 40 to 60, depending on how much effort you put into the shot, is down to the editing. Because if you do not edit well, you will not actually produce a great quality photo. Because again, if I just gave this photo, which does look decent as it is, but overall, it looks so much better like this. With the green tint, everything looks outstanding. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a very short one today, but I wanted to go over the actual way how I edit my Lightroom photos. If you want to see any photography content in the future, like if I'm going out and doing a photo shoot, how I would go about it, make sure to let me know, and I will be happily able to do that. When I go on holiday later on this year, I plan to like get a GoPro at some point and maybe just mount it, and when we're out, we'll just take some photos. I think it'd be a very cool thing to do. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.